Hey everyone, Ken Wood from K Wood's Tech Talk here. I wanted to take a moment and just go over a Task Factory component. Its line of products. It's really just amazing. Really good component. It's called the Task Factory Replace Unwanted Characters Transform. What this does is it replaces, as it states, unwanted characters, i.e. in this case maybe an ampersand, a hashtag, a semicolon, and a bunch of integers that you might have before a name column. We've been having a lot of questions come in here recently regarding this component and how to work with it and how it works. So I wanted to go ahead and just address it in this blog. It's become a common thing. Now, the replace unwanted characters transform is not really new to Task Factory. It's been around for quite a while now, and it's just for some reason some people now are starting to take notice of it. So it's really an amazing thing. I wanted to get a video out there. So let's go ahead and look into our management studio here real quickly. Now, what we have here is a table that I created, very simple, as you could tell. Now, you could have hundreds, you could have thousands, you have millions of rows of information here. But for this test, I'm only using 3 rows. The idea here is to use this transform to remove this information, the 582, semicolon, the hashtag, and all other applicable information, so that we only show the name John Doe or Joe Dane or Cindy Sample. So what I've done is I've set this. Once I run it, I set it to result set, and these are my results. John Doe, Joe Dane, and Cindy Sample. We do remove all those special characters. So I'll show you how that's done. Real quickly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and run into my control flow. You'll see that I have an execute SQL task here. You don't have to put an execute SQL task in yours. I simply did it just for testing purposes so that I can actually truncate that table information that you saw there in the data cleansing result set. So I'm going to go ahead and truncate that table. Go ahead and disable this, and I'll truncate this. Execute SQL task. Okay, great. Stop. We go down here to Management Studio and I refresh. You should see that all the data is now gone. So we can start our test here. So what I've done is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up the data flow task. Open up my OLEDB source. My OLEDB source is going to be my data cleansing test. That's the table that I showed you with the special characters in it, and you can see it here. So this is all the special characters I'm going to remove. Columns, we have column mapping, a name, and ID columns. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to drag over from our SSIS toolbox. We're going to actually drag over the Task Factory Replace Unwanted Characters Transform, which is right here. And as you can see, I've already done it. Now I've connected the constraint to the transform, and I'm going to open up the transform. As you can see, the ID column has no action on it. That's because the ID column has integer values that are recognized as a recognized data type. No big deal there. So we're not going to worry about the ID column. What we are going to worry about is the name column, because that's where all the information has its special characters. So we select an option from here. We're going to select with the action. We are wanting to replace specified characters or words with user-defined value. We're not replacing alpha or alphanumeric characters. We are, in fact, replacing just characters or words themselves. So that's what we're going to select. And we're going to go ahead and use the output action. We're going to replace the column data with fixed data. Now, characters to be searched. If you were looking for words, you would use that here. Characters to be searched, you are going to select here. Now, because we're using direct input being we have control, we have say of what the value is going to be, and we're going to manually enter it, we use it here. Now, we separate by a delimiter each special character that we want removed. You'll see here that I have semicolons and a delimiter and a hashtag. What I'm telling this is I want all my semicolons and my hashtags to be removed when this component is run. Now you'll notice I have numbers 0 through 9 listed here. What this does is it removes all of the integers in the character field itself. So I actually, again, separate that with a delimiter, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way to 9, and I click OK. Ignore case, you could set to true. If you're worried about case sensitivity, that's okay. Just simply select true. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to click OK out of this component, and just like that, the component's set up. Nothing you have to worry about here to apply to columns. That's really if you have an output. So what we're doing here is we're going to go ahead and simply click OK. And we have an OLEDB destination. As you've guessed it, the OLEDB destination is going to be my cleansing result set. This is my result set. There shouldn't be anything in there, and there's not. We're going to go ahead and click out of this, but I do want to make one special note. A lot of you may be using thousands upon thousands or millions of rows. In that case, you're going to want to unselect table lock. Again, I'm sure you know, but table lock, in case you don't, table lock it simply says, hey, the component says, look, I see that there's a lot of information getting passed through here, and I'm going to go ahead and lock the entire table so that updates aren't made that shouldn't be made. Now, it's supposed to be a safety feature. Unfortunately, it can be a pain sometimes, but it is a safety security feature for the component itself. So just remember, if you have lots of information, simply unselect table lock. We'll click OK. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and execute the package. I like to execute it over here from the right. Execute package. And you'll see all 3 rows worked. I'll go ahead and stop debugging, go into my Visual Studio, and click refresh, and sure enough, there's the information. John Doe, Joe Dane, Cindy Sample. All that stuff, all that information is now removed that was previously there, and we're good to go. Now, pretty simple component, like I said. It's really a great one to use, and if you haven't used it yet, I really just strongly recommend doing it. I hope this video served a great purpose for you, and I do hope that you go online to www.pragmaticworks.com and check out some more of our products. If you have any questions about them, please post your questions and comments below, and I'll be more than happy to create a video for it. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.